See, descriptive survey, the approach, that is the survey approach, one can describe in a systematic way the facts and characteristics of the population. This type of research is called a descriptive survey. So, in this, you can only just observe. So, what is the population of the India? So, you cannot go and control the population, and we cannot do anything. Just we are observing. Okay, describe, that is a systematic way only we can observe the facts and what is the characteristics we can observe. So example, a public opinion survey to assess eligible couples attitude towards family planning practices. Same thing only what I said. Okay, so the next one is a correlated survey. A descriptive study when seeks a relationship between variables is called correlated study. See, once again, the descriptive study when seeks a relationship between variables. Okay, so different variables, what is the relationship we are finding? That is, the relationship between the variables is called correlated study. Here the researcher investigates the extent to which variation in another variables, like a educational level. So same age group, so what is the education? One person can study 10th standard and one person can study a degree level. So what is that is factors are different why the person he didn't study degree. So but what we are observing, the education level for the age group. Okay, so correspondent with the variations of another variables, like a perceived nutritional needs. See, those who are well settled family members, they can study. So those who are poor family, after 10th they will go for the work. Okay, so this is we have to find out the relationship, what is the age group and what is the education. So based on correlation coefficient. Okay, therefore data are collected on more than one variables. That is, we are not collecting for one is to one. Okay, we are collecting around 40 or 40. So 40 minimum variables are 40. So 40 variables, if you are collecting those who studied 10th standard and those who are working and those who are the students, then another one is, so those who are studying degree courses and what is their age. So we are correlating. Understood? So this is a correlated study, variables from the same group of subjects, that is a education level and perceived nutritional needs, and the magnitude of relationship between the variables estimated. Next one is comparative study. Let us suppose you wish to compare the perceived needs of survey is called comparative survey. So the researcher requires a list of needs certain against which is a comparison would be made between the urban and rural women perception of nutritional needs. Okay, let us suppose you wish to compare the perceived needs of survey is called comparative study. Okay, so the researcher requires a list of needs certain against which is a comparison would be made between the urban and rural women's perception of nutritional needs. So you know that village people, they are very fond of, for a healthy diet means they will take the urdu dal and what else, sesame seeds and what else, groundnuts. So here it is in the city side, when we are comparing to, they will eat nutrition and healthy diet. What they are thinking, that is a healthy diet. But here if we are coming to urban areas, what they are thinking, what it's for fashionable, for like what else they will eat, pizza, burger and KFC and like that. So this is a difference we have to compare. Okay, the difference is what they are eating. It's a life is a fast life in that urban area, but in the rural area, which is a healthy food, healthy diet, healthy food only it is they are giving. And moreover, if they are having a more work for this one, what else, no, like for rural area people, they are very big stamina, so they are having more stamina than the urban areas. So urban area, they are going and coming, there is a lethargic, like a mandatory work, like not mandatory work, it is a moderate work. Okay, they are like they are going and coming and sitting in the system, and they are working and they are coming back. But in the rural area, what they are doing, they are going to the field and they will eat what else, no, last night rice also they will eat. But here it is not easy. So the nutritional need is different from the rural to urban. Understood? So next one is a evaluative survey. That is another type of survey approach appropriate for studying the effectiveness of the particular method. This method is called evaluative survey. So this is another type of survey approach appropriate for studying the effectiveness of the particular method. So if you are giving for urban area people only, you are started to giving. So if you have taken the research evaluative survey, so in that evaluative survey, what you are going to evaluate, okay, it is like the pre-experimental state only. So in that pre-experimental state, what you are going to approach, what you are going to do that. So urban area people, you know that urban area people, how they are like a moderate work, their energy won't use, and there's a lot of things are there. So for that type of people, you are giving the nutritious diet and giving more work to them, and how they are working and what they are doing. Okay, how much they are getting benefit, what are all the advantage you are getting. Okay, that one we have to find out. Then fifth one is a developmental longitudinal and cross-sectional survey. That is suppose you wish to study the growth and development pattern of children from birth to 5 years of age. This is an example for developmental survey. See, developmental survey is from that is we can tell you are studying in pediatric also, that is we are calling as a milestone. Okay, from birth to 5th year of age, what are the milestones will develop for the children. So for first years, first month and second month, third month onwards, the child will social smile will start, and 8th month they are having that front teeth, incisors will come, and after 1 year they can walk with the support and walk without support, and toilet training, and this one for speaking and developmental and cognitive development, and a lot of things are there. So what are all the milestones they are achieving? That is here they have given, that is example is, suppose you wish to study the growth and development pattern of children from birth to 5 years of age. Understood? Okay, the study can be done in 2 ways. The researcher can follow the group of newborn infants from their birth to 5 years of age to assess the aspect of their growth. Okay, so how much they are growing. So when the child born, all the organs are very small only, even heart, liver, lungs, kidneys, and all even for the reproductive organs, brain, and everything is small. So how they are developing, the developmental patterns of this is called longitudinal survey. Okay, the researcher can take samples from the age group of birth, okay, 3, 4, 6, 9 months. Okay, this is called cross-sectional study. Okay, the researcher can take samples from the age group of birth, 3 months, 4 months, 7 months, 9 months. This is called cross-sectional study. Then next one is a case study. Case study is nothing, that is in a case study, that is a survey is based on one or more samples. Case study can also be made of individuals from certain recognized group like drug addicts, alcoholics, professionals, subjects belonging to particular ethnic group, on institutes such as schools, factories, hospitals, etc. It's a case study in the sense you have to, what you are doing in your case study. So for 3 days care you are giving, and you are taking as a case study, and you are assessing what are all the medical conditions you are seeing when you are giving care, and these are all the things we are taking as a case study. Okay, then next one is a retrospective survey. The retrospective survey is the researchers may also like the investigate possible cause and effects relationship by observing some existing consequences and looking through the data from the past from the plausible causal factors. Okay, so this is the retrospective study is nothing, that is the retrospective study is a researcher may also likes to investigate possible cause and effects relationship between by observing some existing consequences and looking through the data from the past and plausible causal factors. You wish to identify the factors characterized by persons having either high or low accident rate. Okay, then next one is a experimental research approach. The experimental research approach is a powerful design for testing hypothesis. Okay, for causal relationship among variables. The experimental approach is a powerful design for testing hypothesis of causal relationship among variables. Types of experimental research, that is a true or classical experimental design, pre-test post-test control design, Solomon 4 group design. A Solomon 4 group design already I have explained. Okay, post-test only control group design, quasi-experimental and pre-experimental design. Okay, thank you.